So you saw the title of this video and you clicked on it. Now that tells me two things about you. One, that you're binging copywriting content, but two, you've acknowledged that what you're doing is bad and you're taking action on fixing that mistake. You're fixing this bad habit of yours. By clicking on this video, you've already took your first step of taking action to become a renowned copywriter. You've took your first step. That first action that you need to take in order to get to your dream state, you've taken it by clicking on this video. You've acknowledged the mistake that you're making and you're taking action to fix it. So that's good. I applaud you on that. But before I go into the details on how to actually stop binging copywriting content and how to finally take action and start outreaching and start closing clients and start making money as a copywriter, which, don't forget, is why you're doing this. Before I get into that, I'm going to give you a little experiment, a little story, a little quiz. But this is not for my sake, this is for your sake, for your enlightenment, you can say, as a copywriter. Imagine two people, Roger and Bob. Roger is like you. He binges copywriting content. Every day, he's watching more copywriting content, feeding his brain with knowledge and more information about copywriting. One video, the next video, the next video. He buys courses online, whether it's from Eman Gadji, Andrew Tate, Tyson 4D, Cardinal Mason, all these big copywriting names, Dan Coe, whoever. He's buying all these courses. He's taking in as much information as possible. This Roger guy has so much information. And he keeps feeding it in. But on the other hand, there's Bob. Now, Bob hasn't taken a single copywriting course. He hasn't taken a single copywriting course. He hasn't watched a single copywriting video. He heard about it from a friend. Then he started researching on marketing, researching on email marketing specifically. And he started subscribing to newsletters, analyzing their copy, analyzing the different manipulation methods, the different psychology tricks inside of these renowned copywriters' copy. And he taught himself how to be a copywriter. He didn't take any courses. He just learned straight from the best of the best. And once he got a grasp and he knew in himself, okay, I've got a grasp on copywriting. He knew that he had the grasp on it. He knew he was ready. So he went and outreached. Maybe it took him a couple of months, but eventually he closed a client and is now writing email sequences for said client. It is a free client, but it's a client nonetheless. Now I want you to answer this question. I want you to go into the comment section and I want you to answer these questions. Question 1. Who is more likely to become a successful copywriter? Question 2. Who is a better copywriter? And question 3. Who is a more experienced copywriter? I want you to go into the comment section and answer those 3 questions. Answer those 3 questions. Now you can pause the video if you want, but I'm gonna assume that you've already done it. Okay. Now the answer to all of those questions is Bob. Bob is more likely to become a professional copywriter. Bob is a more experienced copywriter. Bob is a better copywriter. Because at the end of the day, look, let me just tell you this. At the end of the day, information is useless if you don't use it and put it into action. You can have the most amount of information out of all the copywriters in the world. You know everything about copywriting. But if you haven't even put it into action, then you're basically on the bottom of the list. You're the worst copywriter out there because you haven't got any experience. You haven't gone out to close any clients or outreach to anyone. So even with all that information, It's useless. You're not putting it to good use. You're not putting it to good use. So always remember that information is useless without action. Information is useless without action. Now, the reason why I asked these questions in the first place was to see what you do. You could be either two people watching this video. You could have continued the streak of taking action by clicking on this video and took action with when I told you to write in the comment section. Or you could have discontinued taking action and you could have think, there's no point. I'm just going to keep watching the video anyway. Now, the person who's commented in the comment section, he's now taken action with what I've said. He's taken another step in action and he's writ in the comment section. That's person A. Person A took action for the second time continuously, and he's now taken action again and wrote in the comment section. He's proved himself that he can take action. He's proved to himself that he's able to take action. So now, if you are person A, then you already know you can take action. You've taken action by clicking on this video. You've taken action by commenting in the comment section. Doesn't matter if your answers were right or wrong, because I told you the answers anyway and you learned either way. But either way, you took action. So you know you can take action. So don't fumble this streak of taking action that you have, this action streak that you have. Don't fumble it at all. But if you're person B and you just continued watching the video, you didn't pause the video, you didn't comment in the comment section, you didn't do any of that, you didn't take action. If you are that person, that tells me that you're lazy. That tells me that you're watching this video as if it were another video in your binge of copywriting. So if you're person B, I'm letting you know so you can acknowledge your mistake. You can acknowledge where you've gone wrong, because if you can't take action on simply writing something in a comment section, how are you going to take action with a client and write a whole email? How are you going to take action with a client and write a whole sequence, or create a landing page, or make a plethora of ads for this client? How are you going to do that and take action on doing that when you haven't even commented in the comment section? How are you going to take action with outreaching to all of these different people, all of these different prospects, if you can't even take action with simply writing in a comment section? Now, I want you to answer again. I want you to answer this question again. Don't write in the comment section. This is purely for your development as a copywriter and your acknowledgement of your own position as a copywriter. Who is more likely to become successful as a copywriter? Person A or person B? The person who took action and commented, or the person who was lazy and continued the video? Person A. Of course it's person A, because he's got a history of taking action, whereas person B is just continuing their copywriting binge streak. Now, the quiz thing that I was on about, now it's done, okay? I'm sure that now you've acknowledged where you've went wrong when watching this video. You've acknowledged your mistakes, but you've also acknowledged how to become better. If you're person B, you need to become person A. And if you're person A, you need to continue this streak into your copywriting journey. Now, with copywriting and in general, every single copywriter has binged copywriting content. Every single copywriter has binged copywriting content at one point, because, they get a sense of achievement, a false sense of achievement, to be honest, a false sense of achievement, a false sense of progression, because the more videos that you watch, the more information you get, the better that you think you would be at copywriting, because the more you know. So you get a sense of achievement, a false sense of achievement, because you think you're a better copywriter, but you haven't even written a single email or created a single landing page, whatever type of copywriting you do. You haven't done it, but you think you can do good at it because you know so much. Whereas it's like an illusion, it's a mind trick. Because even though you think you can do good, there's someone who's only watched one video introducing him to copywriting. If you guys both started at the same point, you would have the exact same level of copywriting. It would both be trash. Like, both of your copy would be equally as trash. Because you may know a lot of stuff, you may know a lot of things about copywriting, but do you know how to implement it? No, you don't. You don't know how to implement it into your copywriting because you're not experienced with implementing it into your copywriting. Okay, so you watch a bunch of videos, but do you practice every day? Do you practice your copywriting every day? Do you practice writing emails every day? So you need to get around this false sense of progression from watching these videos, and you've got to understand, like, watching copywriting content isn't going to help anymore. You know what I mean? Because if you've clicked on this video, then you probably feel like you know a good amount to be able to start copywriting and to finally take action. But how are you going to take action when you're spending all your time watching content and watching videos? In the same time that you're watching those videos, you could be practicing your copy and mastering the art of copywriting, or you could be outreaching and trying to get at least a free client, for a testimonial, etc. You could be doing so many different things, but instead you're just like reminding yourself of the same information that you already know. Because at the end of the day, the beginner copywriting like niche on YouTube or wherever you're watching videos, all the videos are like the same. I'll be real. They're all for the same level of people. So you're just taking in copywriting information for beginners. So it's not like you're actually progressing up and you're actually getting better at copywriting just from the information, because the information that you're getting and the information you're feeding yourself is literally just capped at a beginner level. You know what I mean? It's literally just capped at a beginner level. So it's not like you're gonna progress to an intermediate or progress to an amateur or whatever. You know what I mean? You're not gonna progress the amount of knowledge you know, because you're just feeding yourself knowledge capped at a beginner level, right? And that's just never gonna help you. And I understand you may feel like you have to watch more videos, or you feel like, I don't understand this bit, let me just rewatch it or redo this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever, you don't understand it. But the way that you need to teach yourself about things you don't understand is by actually looking at it in action. Okay, so let's say you don't understand hooks of copywriting. You don't understand how to create a good hook. First thing you need to realize is that you're only going to get better at writing hooks if you keep practicing hooks. If you're writing hooks for a newsletter and you're seeing what works and what doesn't work, like you're using an A/B testing mechanic and you're seeing which hooks work and which hooks don't work from like your own copywriting to whichever newsletter you might have. Then you can see in action, in real life, what works and what doesn't. But you also need to learn from the better copywriters, like Bob. You need to be like Bob. You need to go to people that you know are good copywriters, maybe like Sirac or Tyson 4D. Because, I mean, even though he's low-key like a guru or something, he's still like a good copywriter. You know what I mean? So if you subscribe to these guys' newsletters and you see the hooks that they're creating, then you can like analyze what you think works and what doesn't work. You can find a pattern. Are they repeating the same type of techniques? Because if they are, then those techniques are what work in creating hooks. And don't think I'm just going to go on and on about hooks, because this can go for every single thing in copywriting, whether you're on about landing pages, or whether you're struggling with the CTA, or you're struggling with the body of the copy. It doesn't matter. You can learn straight from the big copywriters, and learn straight from their copy, as opposed to just watching videos about beginner copywriting, because then you're teaching yourself a professional level of copywriting, as opposed to just being capped at a beginner level. You're teaching yourself this professional level, but you're also applying that into the own copy that you're writing. Now, either way, copywriting, you're always going to keep learning as a copywriter. You're always going to be continuously learning and learning and learning as a copywriter. From now to when you're at 10K a month, you're still going to be learning about copywriting. However, you can't let learning take over your whole copywriting journey. Like in the beginning stages, outreach is the most important thing. The only thing that you need is a beginner level of understanding of copywriting. And that's it. Once you've got that beginner understanding and you're practicing daily, outreach for the rest of your free time, your spare time, just continue outreaching, because there's only so much you can learn with information. And after that, everything you learn is with experience. And that's what you have to understand as well. You only learn with experience. You don't learn through these videos. You don't learn through analyzing professional copywriters, because the only way you can truly understand, and the only way you can truly know what works and what doesn't work, is through your own experience and through your own actions as a copywriter, through your own A/B testing, whatever. And it's like, don't think that you're not ready to become, or don't think that you're not ready to start writing for a client or writing for a prospect. You know what I mean? Don't think that you're not ready, because you are. Or in other words, no one's ready at the beginning. No one is ready. Think of a surgeon. This surgeon has undergone so many practices on dummies and all of these things, right? But he's never truly done surgery on an actual human. So when it's his first surgery, is he really ready for that surgery? No, he isn't, because he doesn't have the experience of practicing on a human body. The way the blood gushes and all this stuff is not going to do that on a little plastic dummy, is it? He's not ready for the surgery on a real human. The same way that you wouldn't be ready for a real email for a client. But you can do practice emails. You can practice your emails every single day. You can practice your landing pages every single day, and create different types of copy, and create and master and learn different types of methods. But the only way that you're gonna break free from that cap is by actually doing work for an actual client, is by actually using your work and seeing the results in a real environment, a real marketing environment, where you're actually selling someone's product, or where people are actually clicking on the links that you put at the end of your copy. That's how you learn. That's how you get better as a copywriter, through your experience. And until you get that experience, you're always going to be capped at a beginner level. You're never going to exceed that beginner level cap, because you haven't even gone out to try see your copywriting in the real world. So do that, please. Stop watching copywriting content from now on. Just stop. Instead of watching copywriting content, outreach and practice your copy. That's all you need to do. Outreach and practice your copy. Read books about copywriting for like maybe an hour of the day. But just outreach. Get a client. Get real experience. Because the experience you get is what's going to teach you. The mistakes you make is what's going to teach you. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from them, and you can learn from other people's mistakes, but your time doing that is done. Your time doing that is done because the mistakes you're learning from other people on YouTube, you're not even at that level where the lesson that you've just learned is even going to help you. By the time you get there, you're going to forget about it, low key. So go out there, outreach, get a client, and learn from the mistakes you make. And then you'll become a professional copywriter. You'll become what you've been trying to become this entire time, this entire journey that you've been copywriting. You're going to get there. You will be there. So what I want you to do, one, join my Discord. I will personally review your outreach. I will review your copy on live calls in the Discord, so you know what mistakes you're making, whether it's the mistakes in your outreach or the mistakes in your landing pages or the mistakes in your emails. I'll teach you and I'll help you with that, alongside lots of other copywriters inside the Discord. You can connect with those copywriters. You can do projects with those copywriters, help those copywriters, get help from those copywriters. It's just a community of copywriters that you need as a beginner. Now, once you've done that, once you've clicked the link in my description and joined the Discord, I want you to start prospecting. You can watch my prospecting video, my finding client video if you don't know how to prospect. But if you do, don't bother watching it. Just start prospecting. Start prospecting. Then once you've got, let's say just 10, once you've got 10 prospects, start outreaching to every single one of them. Outreach value to them. Do not just send 100 DMs, whatever. Oh, I want to be a copywriter. No. Go onto their website, go onto their newsletter, repurpose and rewrite their emails and their copy and send it to them and be like, yo, I made this for you. You can have it for free if you like it. You can use it. But hop on a call, but if you want to like continue working further, hop on a call. That was a shit outreach. Do not do that. But my point is, rewrite their copy and provide free value to them. Tell them they can have this for free, that you've done this work for free. And if they're interested, then, you'd want to hop on a call with them. That's it. And practice. That's it. That's literally all you have to do. Join the Discord, prospect, outreach, practice. Repeat that, and you'll be golden. So don't overthink the whole copywriting process, because once you've got that experience and you've broken from this beginner level cap, it's going to be a snowball effect, and you're just going to keep getting better and better and better and better. But that's the future, so you don't have to worry about that. So don't overthink about it. Just trust your intuition and do your own thing. Peace.